Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup, man. I'm here with the guys, man. It's me. I got Five Finger Chris in the building. We got Smackdown Reg, and we also got Kev in the building. Say what's up to all of the people tuning in, rocking in, locking in with us today, tonight, whenever they listen to this.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Warmup.
What's up? Let's do this.
Cool. And if this is your first time rocking with us, man, this is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and everything else in between through the lens of black culture, man. We're here every Tuesday, and you drop every Tuesday on YouTube, on Spotify, or Apple, on, Google Podcasts, Anchor, your favorite podcast network, man. That's probably where we are. And, yeah, man, again, feel free to say how you feel in the comments. Go ahead and hit us a like, a dislike, give us 5 stars. Subscribe to us if you're on the YouTube side. Again, it helps with the algorithm to let you guys, or let Google know that, someone's listening to us, and then they go ahead and put us on. So, again, like I said, tell a friend and tell a friend. And anything else? Oh, check us out on the social media side, man. We're on Grindhouse Network. Grindhouse NTWK for Twitter, for the, IG, for the Reddit. And Discord, Grindhouse Network. You can search for us, and interact with the community and stuff like that, man, and engage with us, banter, all that fun stuff. Anything else, man, that I missed that y'all wanted to announce?
I mean, I don't think you missed much. There's breaking news going on right now.
Yeah. Breaking news, man. It's some things going on, man. Look. We're gonna talk about some sports, man. We normally talk about sports, man, but it's been a little bit quiet, or it hasn't been as loud as what just happened or what we just witnessed here, man. Look, the Oscars is a very classy situation, man. People got they Vera Wang dresses, you know what I'm saying? They red bottoms, huh?
Finest tuxedos.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Tom Ford is always on someone's person. And this is a place where all the A celebs get into a room and then talk about how great their moments are. And look, we don't know what happened. Actually, we do know what happened. So apparently, Will Smith did not take kindly to Chris Rock, who is the host of the Oscars jokes. Referring to Jada Pinkett Smith's hair, and made a couple of references to G.I. Jane 2, and the husband of the couple has made a nice march down to the stage and gave him a nice Rick James, like, high on cocaine smack, and proceeded to walk back to his seat comfortably, and let him know why he receives those warning shots. Chris Rock did not break any break character at all, though. The dude just ultimate professional and continued on with the show, even though this is live. As Will Smith berated, don't keep my wife's name out your mouth a couple of times. Everyone in the building heard it.
With some
expletives were thrown around in that case. And so this is blowing up all of Twitter, and I'm sure it's going to be on the Red Table Talk. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on IG. He's going to see the memes. He's going to see all this stuff. And then he went on later to get his best actor Oscar. And
deservedly so.
After this, and had a whole acceptance speech. Like he just, it's look, this is a lot going on. We're still trying to unpack it. But this is better. This is more news than Steph Curry or the Warriors being 1-5. It's more important than Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins, because they're not winning the championship no time soon still. And
Lakers missing the playoffs.
Yeah, the Lakers missing the playoffs. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but this is the bigger story. So we ain't got no real topic. We just gonna flow with it, man. We just gonna talk about what just happened. Like, this is crazy. Kev, can you start with something? Like,
I don't know where to start. I'm married. I can start there. Would I have done this? Probably not. That's not in me. But what just happened? What just happened? Let me tell you what I see. What I saw happen was there was a joke. Will Smith was laughing. He was like, I'm gonna roll with this joke. It's at the expense of my wife, but that's what comedians do. People are usually at the expense of their jokes. Jada, on the other hand, her eyes were rolling. She was like, I'm not really feeling this. Camera came off of them. I'm not sure what interaction happened between Will and Jada at that time, but soon after we saw Will coming up, doing his thing. I have no idea what happened, man. I don't know what happened. Could it have been handled differently? Probably. Could they wait for a commercial break? Maybe. Handled it backstage? Probably would have been the road to have taken, but we got what we got, and it gave us the topic for tonight. So I don't know, man. Let's get into it. I really don't know what to say about it. What y'all thoughts?
Yeah. SmackDown, Reg. Are you doing this? I heard you've been signed up. Like you got it. Like you have to do this. Are you doing this on site?
Hey, you can't script this. You can't sign somebody up for this. This is when the man meets the moment. I don't know if he was in character. I don't know if this was some Suicide Squad stuff. Like just walking up there and just smacking fire out of Chris Rock, first of all, and then just immediately walking off the stage and not walking out, returning to your seat and making sure like this is not just a minor disruption. This is one he yelled out, audible, into the room, out the room, across the nation. Keep my wife's name out your mouth, and repeated it loud, and just sat there. That's some next level stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's supposed to go down. I don't know what's right and wrong. I think we shouldn't be putting hands on each other. But that was just, I don't even know what to think about. I don't know how to make sense of it. And then he won. He won. I don't know if that influenced decisions. I don't know if this moving forward, people gonna be like, hey, by any means, I gotta win. But in his acceptance speech, he made callbacks to the incident. Love will make you do crazy things. Being the protector of your family. So I don't know. I think he apologized to the room and the institution. Yeah. I don't know if he really apologized to Chris Rock. So we'll see how that goes. So that's what I saw. I don't know what y'all saw, but that
Chris Rock.
That was intense.
You think Chris Rock warrants an apology? You think what he did?
I mean, y'all made the great point before, not just in comedians, but in the entertainment business. You are a celebrity, and whatever you're going on through your life is open to, public
scrutiny.
Discourse. Yep. You had people have botched cosmetics, or there's a lot of things that people may be sensitive about. That on the world stage, you got to get these jokes. You get your checks. You like all the love and the support, but you also get the hate and the jokes. It just comes along with the business. I'm not saying anybody has to accept it. I'm just saying what we see in that kind of arena. So I don't know. I would think just at a professional level, I think Will Smith understands what it is to be a professional. Like if he was doing Broadway or something and somebody didn't like the content of what his actor was doing, it would be very unprofessional for someone to come and smack you in the middle of doing the lines. Mm-hmm. And at that time, Chris Rock was working. So I feel like a professional courtesy, it was a little bit disrespectful. Even in smack battles, they be doing all that in your face, but putting hands on the person is just not the professional route. So I don't know where to go with this. Like on a human being level, his loved one was under assault. He felt like he was doing defense. I have what's the word for that? I had empathy for that. On a professional level, it probably was in the right mood to do.
Yeah.
You up there, Chris? You on stage?
I mean, people? I look. The incident is just, it was so, like, no one, I don't think anyone in the room saw Will Smith as a threat to Chris Rock walking up to the stage, like physical threat. Like, we've seen people jump on stage before and kind of like do all this like off script stuff. And like, I think Rich was mentioning, like, yeah, that's why you keep the camera rolling, because you may get like this candid moment. And I mean, it was definitely candid. It just wasn't a candid moment that I don't think Chris will appreciate or accept. Obviously, I do think he owes I think personally, I think he owes everyone an apology. Like he gave it to the institution, but he didn't give it to Chris Rock, and I agree. I do think he probably should apologize to Chris Rock. I don't think he should apologize for how he felt, or maybe, you know, the feelings that he held in that moment. Like, I think he can own that, and that's something that you shouldn't apologize for. However, the way you go about it and you process it and you go, you know, basically navigate through that moment of those feelings, if that has caused any transgressions to anyone in your path, you can apologize for that. Like, yeah, I was upset. I feel right in being upset. However, I shouldn't put my hands on you, kind of thing. The short end of it, right? There's plenty of other things he could have done. He could have walked up there. He could have said something to him. He could have waited to a commercial break and said something to him. Could have waited to backstage, went down the backstage, smacked him. You know, behind, like in private. You know what I'm saying? They could have left. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Is like there's so many other options that you could do that can necessitate a response that's probably more idealistic than, or more optimal than, doing what he did. So I do think he should probably own him an apology, but I don't think that he should apologize for how he felt in that moment. You know what I mean?
I do think at the end of the day, though, the biggest loser in this is gonna be him and his family, just because whatever comes out of this, consequences from the academy, potential legal, whether it's financial or criminal charges, and then just like I said, the nature of the business. If people are looking for a moment, they want that shine, they want to troll you, they know that bright spot. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the sore spot. We gonna go for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people are already talking about it. Like, so this is the thing, man. Will Smith has been in the news, in the public eye for, like, consistently for, like, what, maybe like a handful of years, like 4 or 5 years, and there's always like some news about either the couple or Jada, or, you know, how he felt uncomfortable about Tupac, or, you know, now I'm seeing,
Gate.
Exactly, right? So it's just like now folks are bringing up, because I already saw it on Twitter. They bringing up the last time he smacked somebody, you know what I'm saying, on the red carpet. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, like I don't know if I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he was just he thought about all that. Obviously, I don't think he was thinking about that in that moment. But we're gonna be talking about this for a while. This is a meme. This is like a Jordan crying meme at this point. Like, this is going to be, you know, Will Smith is going to be Ukraine, and Chris Rock is going to be Russia at this point. Like, they're going to just start tagging you on everything. Like, and, you know, again, it was a moment that I think is very unique, considering, you know, the event and how formal it is, and just
the level of celebrity. Like, these are not, you know, some up and coming comedian. This is two biggest stars ever.
Seasoned vets, man. Like, I expected a little different response for someone who's been through the ringer for a while, probably been through the public eye for a while, have all these different growing pains, like you mentioned. Like, we've seen Will Smith go through all the growing pains, so I would expect this situation to be handled a little differently by him, particularly, knowing that they've been through so much.
Yeah.
But like say, it is scripted. I don't think he planned it. Like, he was laughing 1 minute, something turned on a dime real quick.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what the answer is going to be. We're going to see what the fallout looks like, but it definitely is going to make headlines in all of the media, I guess, platforms. Twitter already got it, obviously. Then you got the people like Good Morning America, The View. It's going to be on The View, Red Table Talk. It's going to be on everything. But
if you don't bring Chris Rock and Will to Red Table Talk, it's a missed opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, though, like I said, part of the reason, or if not the main reason, was because of you know, the Jada Pinkett Smith's condition, which she has alopecia. And I didn't know this until today. Like, I was 2 years old when I found out that she had alopecia. If she had went bald and just stayed bald, because like Sanaa Lathan went bald, like I think Nia Long went bald, or like there's people who just, you know, women who just went bald and was just rocking it, and a lot of people liked it. Even Jada being bald looks. I mean, she may be sensitive, but she still looks, very appealing and very attractive in wearing her baldness. And I'm kind of curious, like, do you guys think that Chris Rock, or let me rephrase it. Do you guys think it makes a difference if Chris Rock had known that she was either A, sensitive to had alopecia, or to have alopecia, or do you think it wouldn't have mattered in the context of things? Like, you gotta know your audience if you're gonna pick one.
I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because, like we said, this is Hollywood. These jokes fly around all the time. I like you did not know that she had alopecia or she was sensitive to that issue. I just noticed, like, starting sometime because I actually watched Gotham. He has a recurring role as Fish Mooney. I noticed she had short hair in there. I noticed, when she was on Red Table Talk and whatnot, she has very short hair or completely shaved. I think her mom also, that is always on the show, always had very short hair. Like, it was never a negative thing. There's a lot of people, Lupita that was there. I've seen her with short or I believe shaved head as well. Actress or actor now, Michonne, that's also in what's that?
Walking Dead.
That was in Walking Dead, but was also in Black Panther. She's had, worn a shaved head. Like, I don't see anything. But I can see how some people are sensitive to it, especially when it's not your choice. Like, if something kind of happening to you, I can see that, but I didn't expect this kind of reaction.
Yeah, you got to.
And sorry, to your original question, I don't think it makes a difference, like whether he knew, it was because of this that she went bald. Like, she's bald, she's rocking it, looks good. I'm gonna make a joke, like, okay, like I think that's what his mind state was.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's hard to say it's hard to say that it would have mattered, and should it? I don't think it necessarily should. But I like what you asked about the sensitivity part. Like, if he knew she was sensitive to it, and I don't know how they are friends wise. Maybe they're cool, and maybe they are friends, and maybe he shouldn't be talking about it because he knows she's sensitive about it. But from the general standpoint, that's what comedians, I'm going back to that same old thing. Comedians have this way of talking about the sensitive stuff and actually allowing us to maybe laugh about it a little bit and not take it too seriously, not take it too heavily. And I feel like he did it in that vein. It was like, can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. And it wasn't a stab to say anything like you don't look good, or like it was more of just, I can't wait to see you in this next movie, which you have the perfect fit for right now, what you rocking. So it didn't seem as low blow as it could have been if you were overly sensitive about it. I feel like it could have been much more derogatory, and it wasn't that. It was more of the fun.
Because also, if you add on top of it, she's not hiding it. She could have easily just, oh my God, I'm doing this, I'm gonna do it in private. I'm gonna continue to put on wigs that look natural, and it's like she kind of owned it, embraced it. I always thought, like, I never thought it was a negative thing. Like, I think now maybe people, like you were saying, might see her and be like, oh, you'll be perfect for this role. Maybe they pull back and like, we don't want to label her as the bald girl or, offend. Like, maybe that could come from this. Like, there's a lot of negative things that I think could come from it. Like, if that was just a joke and that was it, I think that would have been the worst. It was like, okay, that it's out there, somebody's poked fun at it, and it would have moved on. Now that it's like this sticking point, I think it's going to linger a lot longer than it would have.
Yeah, because that's kind of like my thing. Is like, I don't know. Like, she decided to go in public, and I always had this kind of like saying: you go outside. Once you step outside your door, you open to criticism. If you got on some Shaq shoes, we gonna talk about your Shaq shoes if we deem it funny. Like, there's nothing wrong with Shaq shoes, but like, you're always open to criticism. Y'all make fun of me and my shirts all of a sudden. I don't know why, because they fly. But you out here like Baby Shark shirts on. I'm talking about, like, that's just the nature of like going out. People conform to a certain style of things that they think is gonna be fly enough, be unique enough to be fly, but not be so outrageous to where you're looking ridiculous and people start making fun of you. Kanye out here wearing whole sweater and jogging shoes with space boots on, Avion Crockett making fun of.
You see
With the
Kendrick in
bags.
like a crochet,
Yeah.
a crochet jumpsuit, or I don't know what that was.
No, Will Smith is a rapper slash actor, but he's also known for being a little bit funny. Like, I'm sure he's made a joke that somebody might have been like, "Hey, I didn't like that joke." They
Exactly.
ain't put hands on him.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I don't know. Maybe West Philadelphia, born and raised. Might have had a couple situations, but for the most part, like I think you should give people, I guess, grace to think they're coming from a place that's not that malignant that it needs to be addressed physically immediately. But I mean, address them. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't address them. I just don't know if you need to neutralize the threat immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For real though. That's how it was. It was like that. Like, I need to neutralize this thing right now. We can't go another minute and he just stand up here smiling and my hand don't touch his face. It's like, this has to happen. He got to get touched up.
Yeah.
And I don't see what the reason for that was. I know in his speech he making it seem like you do this for love, you protect the ones you love and all this other stuff, but I don't know if it's right to put it under that banner. I feel like you're trying to garner some empathy with that banner, but I don't know if I'm ready to call you a hero just yet.
Yeah, that could have been all about you. It might not even been about her. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
So
you felt comfortable. You felt comfortable doing that while I'm here. Like, it could have been about him. Like, who knows what that was about?
yeah, so actually that's what I want to ask, man. Do you guys think this is more about how it made him feel, or how it made him, how it made him look, versus how it made Jada feel or look? Because maybe, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Maybe he saw her being, kind of, I guess, assaulted or, under attack, under threat, and him as a man, he has to do something now, because we have a room full of people laughing, and I had to be a protector. Do you think that could have been what was going on in his head too, versus it just being, like, I'm coming to my wife's defense? It's more so of, I'm coming to my wife's defense so I won't look bad, because I don't want no more jokes about me or anything like that. Like, do you think it was kind of a reflection / projection, or he could have just been really just honestly like felt this was necessary to necessitate the hands? Like, Chris probably need to get these hands for making these jokes.
It's a developing story, because we can sit here and pontificate all day. You maybe backstage or on the carpet they saw each other and he's like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about dropping this joke," and he ain't get the green light, but he was like, "I'm gonna do it." It could be so many things. Developing story. There could be so many layers to this thing. I don't know, but it could, like I said, it could be a lot of times with the things that we do that we regret. It really do be ego.
It's, the other one, ego. What's the other one? Persona. So they say ego is that thing, like what you think about yourself, if I got it correctly, and that persona is what you kind of want others to think about you.
Yeah.
So you have this thing you want to put on, and what you're alluding to, Chris, like, it could be that, and we don't know for sure, but given what they've put out here in the public, which is Jada and Will, I can't put it past him, because he's done that before. Like, you've heard a story about him putting on that big party or whatever for her birthday, and she said, that was all about you. That's all about you being Will Smith, the man, and all these other stuff. So it seems like he had I don't want to say a trend, but they made it seem that he had a trend of doing these things that claiming to be for the family, claiming to be for other people, but really it's for his ego, for his persona. So good question. Can't put it past him, because he's shown to have done that in the past. But that don't mean that's who you are. That don't mean that's what he's gonna continue doing. But he's done it before, which means he could possibly do it again. Yeah. Could this be one of those situations? I think that's a good one to talk about.
Oh, may never know.
Yeah.
May never know. Until the red table, maybe we get the discussion, and it might change. We might get one discussion early, and then we might get another one a year or two from now.
I don't know, man.
Things come out differently.
He could drop an album called The Oscars, like Jay-Z did, 444.
A flight zone.
But yeah, no, that's the reason why I asked that question, because I do remember an instance where he was trying to explain to, and I think this is them talking about one of their stories, him trying to explain to Jada, you know, oh, I got this house for us, I got this for us, I was doing this for us, X, Y, and Z. He's like, and she replied, no, you're doing it for you. I didn't ask for any of this, and I don't, I'm okay with you going out to go achieve it, but this is not the thing that I asked you to go out and get for me. And it's more so about what you wanted to do, because it makes, that projection of success looks like this to you. Doesn't look like that to me. So
that's what you thought I wanted, but I never verbalized or set that as a priority.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I think you had a question, Kev. You said who's the winner? Who's the hero?
Who's the hero? Who are the victims? Like, who's the is Jada proud? My knight in shining armor. He just saved the day. She's partly a victim because obviously she didn't like those jokes. So that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Chris, he was a victim of assault, straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wearing the hats right now? Where are the hats? Who's wearing what? I want to know.
I don't know what it is. I feel like on some level, women do like, okay, somebody came to defend me, but I do feel like they also would like their person to be level-headed and make the right decision for the protection of their family overall. Like, cool, you defended her in that moment, but this could leave your family defenseless, or vulnerable in the grand scheme of things. So, that's the balance. And I think a lot of times women don't really want, you want to feel like somebody has your back, but you don't want to feel like somebody infantizes you either. Like, yeah, maybe she was uncomfortable, maybe she wasn't feeling that joke, but maybe she was going to sit through that and sit with it and had to, figure out how she felt about it. Maybe she didn't necessarily want the compounding problems, but who knows? Maybe she was 100% thank you. That's what I needed. Who knows?
Yeah. And I mean, I've heard women basically just praise the kind of like bravado of like being protected and in this way where like in this old fashioned like, oh, I challenge you to a duel because you have besmirched my wife, like it's just
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
That Bridgerton.
Yeah, like and I think there's like some fairy tale to that, because I mean all the fairy tale shows and stories we've heard growing up, so like this just becomes like what a lot of people really fantasize about, just being that's their manifestation. The way that they manifest in their mind how protection looks like, what it looks like, how it feels like. And I always say, hey man, if someone come rob you or someone come snatch your purse, you gotta make a life decision. This may be a business decision. If I go chase after this person and then I get jacked up all in the name of purse just for your honor, like does that really serve us in the long run? Or if you out the window, you're like being like, my man will come do this, blah blah blah, and you in the driver's seat like trying to mind your business, and now they run up on you, like is that a good business decision? I don't know, but I've seen those kind of examples growing up. So
and then there's the rest of the family too. I haven't heard nothing from Jaden recently in terms of music, but he does music, and Willow's music's been moving lately. She's been putting out singles, been catching fire. She might want to do an interview and not talk about this or her parents in general, and now it's right back in your face.
Yeah.
And you gotta do, when you're trying to move records and you're trying to grow your brand, like you gotta do the interviews. You can't just duck away from it.
Yeah. And now, because this is such a momentous moment, and I just saw someone tweet about this, man, this is gonna be in the rap lyrics for the next, for the rest of the year. You probably just hear it for the next 6 months.
Oh, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
The next 2 or 3 Oscars, this is gonna be like, a callback or a reference to like, hey, I don't want anybody to run up on stage about, like, it's gonna be a long running joke for a minute, man.
Yeah.
For real.
So, yeah. What else, man? Anything else y'all want to add to this developing story? Because
legal implications. Like, what's the legal implications? We're not gonna get into it, but the more I'm thinking about this, like, yo, you interrupted the show, you assaulted someone live. We don't even have to even like ask about that. We could arrest you just for that. And like, what's the follow? What's next?
There should be no witness testimony from Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm standing on that. I was looking down at the moment. I heard there was a commotion. I wasn't quite sure what happened.
I don't know what went on.
Fine, that's it.
Oh man, yeah. No, this is gonna be interesting. You know what? A lot of people will probably overreact and think that. I saw again Twitter. It's full of a bunch of individual thoughts that are all over the place. I did see something where like this person tweeted about how what was it? How the incident was so classless, and I'm glad my daughter wasn't in here watching it at the time, blah blah blah. The same Super Bowl 45, 46, 47, the same 10 people who complain about, you know, the Who, like it not being the Who. Katy Perry had a shark, and I don't even like amphibians like that, or not amphibians, but I don't even like you know, aquatic animals and dancing. That's some witchcraft stuff, messing with my Christianity. Those people, like they're out there. They're gonna. I've already seen it. So hopefully it's not a knee-jerk reaction of like extra security on their premises. Like, no one can just really be close to, you know, the stage like that. But you know, as far as any criminality, I doubt. I don't think Chris. I think Chris Rock, as a comedian, this ain't his first time being smacked. Like, he's probably said something that got someone, you know, riled up, because that's what comedians do, man. They say they're borderline jerks, man, a-holes. So
you see what he did, right? He said, "Man, Will Smith just smacked the." He was. Yo, give him an Oscar, man. Like,
yeah,
this dude is the winner.
So but I do hope Chris Rock gets this contract for the next 5 years, because in servitude of that smack and us not protecting you, here's 5 more checks. So, but yeah, that's what's going on. I don't have nothing else. Like,
We done. Yeah.
we
see how it panned out.
so
That's a whole. That's a different generation. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I don't see none of these new comedians do it. Kevin Hart ain't smacking nobody.
Kevin Hart has to jump to probably reach half the celebrities, but sure. Or Will Smith had to. I don't know, man. That whole height dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work out, you know, that way.
He'll get on the Rock's shoulders.
There you go.
There you go. Exactly. So I don't know, man. Y'all think we ever gonna see this again?
Bro, I think that's a whole different generation as well. I don't know.
Are we gonna see
See
Jada?
what?
Huh?
See what? I was gonna ask you. See what again?
Are we gonna see this kind of like event at the Oscars, whether it's, you know, like, this is bigger than all the other stuff, like Madonna and whoever that other person was it Lady Gaga or something, kissing. Oh no, there was Christina Aguilera, I believe.
I think the closest you're gonna see to this in reference is probably Kanye West hopping on the stage at MTV Awards. That's the closest thing I can even imagine putting anywhere near this. This I don't think you'll see that again.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Challenge.
yeah. That's why I'm trying to get it, cause like this is a precedent. This is some like new ground we just breaking here.
I think there's always a first. I think worst case you'll see is, even if an exact scenario happened again in the future, they already have this in their toolkit of, oh, like, this might happen. You'll just see Fade to Black or something, like this being televised. The word, like, him having an opportunity to sit back down after, like, it'll never happen this way again. Let me put it like,
not this way. No.
Yeah. No, I can see that. They were slow on they didn't get the protocol on the, but they did the mute. They got that mute on
they don't want them. They don't want the fine. So that was immediate.
Yeah.
Man, and then mute when he was trying to explain himself too. He would just say, "Yo, I'm just making a joke." He's like, "Man, yes, I know you were
making new joke."
Exactly.
Skip
I was
that.
not insane.
Yo, that's still wilding, man. It's still wild in my head, man. It's a live show, yo. Like, you've been here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So y'all think Jada and Will come back for the subsequent Oscars, or is this it? This is it for them? They got banned.
That's part of what. Yeah, that's probably what I want to know.
Tough call. It might be a temporary. It might be a suspension. I don't know. I don't think forever.
Is
I don't think it's that deep that it's forever. Depending on how everybody pieces this up. I'm sure there's some peace talks going on in the background. People trying to,
Oh, for sure.
trying to squash it and figure out what went wrong where. But I think eventually they'll be back because they already had beef with the Oscars, just Will and Jada in the past, and they've been back now. I don't know, it's because he's getting a nomination, but yeah, people find their way back.
So a 2-game suspension. He'd be back. He'd be back before the playoffs.
Who knows, man? I don't even know how this works. Maybe they just don't have him there. Maybe he could get nominated. He could win. It's just like, hey, you're not gonna be here anymore. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. We'll mail you the award. I don't know. You got it.
I don't know either. I'm trying to think about the play on it. Like, what would be the benefit of that punishment? Is it just for us to feel as though he got his just desserts, banning him for a year or two?
I mean, it's also just like if a certain person's in the audience and you just anything could go just because you say the wrong thing, you might it might be easier than just not to have them in the room. What you talking about battery? Like, you don't know what the
percentage though. How many Oscars has he been to that he hasn't done this though? So if you're going by the odds, I mean, the odds of this happening again is very.
We've seen Westbrook hit shots time and time again. We talked about this. I was like, man, we know he's not a great shooter, but you start seeing him miss the entire rim about one time. It's like, what's going on, Russ?
Oh,
You need new glasses? Like, it only takes one time.
Oh man. Yeah. No, you're right. There's only one Malice in the Palace.
Yeah. Hello, right? It went in the stands one time. You have never seen it on that level again.
No.
Yeah. So.
And that's this. That's this.
So they got this great shot of Will in this glory tier doing his acceptance speech, man. Like,
man, I don't want to see that, man.
The tear is just like one. It just kind of just like trickling down this. I don't have no questions about this. It's just more so like
it was a lot. It was like
he went from laughing to smacking someone out of anger
crying
to being happy because he got Best Actor for first time in his career with King Richard, and to crying because it's so like, I guess all this stuff is just happening. Like,
I can imagine it though, like especially if somebody who's not very a violent person, like getting into a space where you're that angry is a lot. It's a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, it is.
Second time he smacked somebody though, man. It's the second time.
Yeah, but the other one's more so like a cat kind of like hitting you, just kind of get away. It's like warning shot. This one here was like a you disrespected my namehood, like you must die kind of thing.
I kind of just recently saw that smack, and I felt like they were kind of in the same vein, where it was kind of more of a persona thing. Like the man did something wild, and at first he was just like this, but
Kind of shocked.
It wasn't in the moment. It was just kind of like, hey man, don't think you could do that to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, you did this and I did that. It was just like once you had time to think about like what happened, it's just like, you don't think this is okay. Don't think that you're gonna walk away from this and like you got your little content and it's gonna be all right. You're just like, I'm going to do something. It might not be a real slap, it might be a love, whatever it was. It's just like, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
I'm not going out like that. It was very much that.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. We'll see. Cause like I said, This all this did was reignite us talking about August Alsina, Tupac,
Like run about like that.
and you know, Eminem disrespecting him on wax. Like, I don't know, man. Like, again, those things. I think because those things happen, and there was time to process it versus it being like, you know, on site live when the transgression happened. I think that made a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's why I think his initial reaction is just laugh, because if you don't laugh, what else you gonna do? And this is what else is he gonna do? You either laughing and being on the joke, or react.
Yeah.
He talked a little bit about it in his acceptance speech. I don't know the detail, but he said something like we got to be sitting here and taking this, like, laughing about certain things. And he made it seem like it was a big thing. It felt like it was more than just that instance. Like, he had some stuff brewing already.
That's what I said. Like, he had to be tight going into the Oscars. I don't know if he was hungry, he didn't eat. Like, there was something going on. You had to already be at like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
To go to 10 like that on live TV.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But he definitely has made news. Just for 15 seconds of action, bro. Now we're talking about you, so I don't have anything else to talk about with him, man.
I feel like we can't even really much say that. It is what it is at this point.
It is what it is.
So yeah, we can just close out because, like I said, this really distracted us from the rest. Like, we couldn't even focus, guys. People were listening to us, flocking with us or whatever, man. We couldn't even focus because it happening live. Like, it was just happening. It was just out here like, what we gonna talk about? Tyreek Hill? Nah, we gonna talk about Will Smith.
What happened to Chris Rock after he continued hosting? Did he go into like concussion protocol? Like, what happened?
Hey, I don't know, but he got back in formation after the slap immedially. So
I saw that. Yeah, he was ready to.
He got in that stance for like
for a moment. He's just like, oh, hold on.
Yep. So, yeah, he got back in formation real quick because he was like, hey, bro, I'm working. Like, this is my job is to tell jokes and present these awards. That's it. So yeah, as of right now, 20 million views on Twitter of this incident through the Japanese one. But we'll see, man.
Quick quote. I found a quote. He said, "You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you, and you got to smile, and you got to pretend like that's okay."
So he took it out on Chris Rock.
I'm saying, but what he's saying is like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. He's wound up on something because this is bigger than what that little joke was about.
Yeah.
Well, the whole question about public eye and all these other ways, all these things, bigger issues.
Yeah. Well, there's always been some stories around him, especially in relation to like Quincy Jones, and there's always been like these, I guess, scenarios where it doesn't really paint him in the best light. He seemed like he had to succumb to a lot of power people, and you know how. Look, I'm gonna try to say it as vaguely as possible without really just jumping into the weeds there. But yeah, it just, that's what it sounds like. So it could just be a lot of lashing out based off of those traumas, or situations. But yeah, the dude, at the end of the day, man, don't attack his persona. that's what it sounds like. Don't attack his persona, man. So
for sure.
So yeah, man. Anything else, man? We can just wrap this up because, like I said, it's still developing. We'll probably get some stuff later on, find out what's going on. He'll be interviewed, or they'll try to.
Yeah.
So, anything else y'all want to add, or we can wrap up?
We can wrap up, man. All right, good conversation to be had.
Cool, man. All right, Reg, man, you got anything you want to sign off with?
Thanks for rocking with us. We'll bring you updates on this developing story as it unfolds. But appreciate you guys rocking with us, and stay tuned.
Cool. Kev, what you got?
Stay tuned indeed, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. This is a funny one that we came up with tonight, but
yeah.
Let us know. Just let us know how you feel about this episode, how you feel about these impromptu topics, these hot takes. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good jazz.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, Kev. Yeah, I echo those sentiments, man. Yeah, this is kind of a different format. We really try to stick to sports and a little bit of current events, like some fun stuff. But this one kind of like hot topic. It was straight out the kitchen. Like it actually is like a sizzling plate right now. It's still sizzling. So it was something that we just felt like we should do, and let us know if it sounds like something that you guys enjoy. You guys want to hear more of. You guys want us to do more of these. Yeah, we'll definitely take that into consideration. And otherwise, we're back to sports. We're getting back to sports, and we're going to just stick to this, stick to our wheelhouse. So yeah,
culture.
A little bit of culture. Yeah. So yeah, man, we'll leave that right then and there, man. And like I said, we're here every Tuesday. So until next Tuesday, deuces, guys.
Peace.